Mr. Clinton Anderson.
Thank you so much for having me up here tonight. $1.17. That's how much we budget for science education in Orange County Public Schools. I'm sorry. My name is Clinton Anderson. I live at 6005 Windpower Drive, Orlando, Florida 32819, and I work with wonderful administrators at Chain of Lakes Middle School. I couldn't ask for better administrators. They support me, they support my staff. I would like for this board to be very bold in supporting science education, because when students have their hands and minds on opportunities, that's when they're learning. When I allow my students to create memories in my classroom, that's when they're learning. This iPad is a great thing, and I use it in my classroom daily. But let's be smart about it. Instead of having me spend $200 on a cover, let's be penny wise. Let's really do what's best for teachers. With my students, last year, 90% scored a level 3 or higher on Science FCAT. Granted, I do have some great students, but I'm only affected because my pay is based on 6th through 7th and 8th grade reading and or math scores. You may not be able to do anything with that, but know that. I go to work every day proud because that's my livelihood. That's what I love to do. Please fund science education, because $1.17 means that I'm paying on average $800 a year for my students that have hands-on opportunities. In the United States of America, we have a lot to hold up to. We really need to fund science education. We should fund teachers. It's demoralizing whenever administrators, they do a great job. They get a 4%, 3 or 4% increase. I'm not worth it. I worked hard. It took me I'm the only person in my whole family that's ever went to school. I put myself through college. And then to give myself a raise, I put myself to get a Master's of Science Education, so I could better teach my students. What I'm being told here in Orange County, the way that I'm feeling, and thank goodness, most of my grants have been paid off because of different things that pay off our grants. So I'm not sure if I'm going to stay in the state of Florida. I love the Sunshine State. I love the people that I work with. But it's demoralizing whenever we're almost being pitted against each other, and I do see that's going to happen. If we're paying a beginning teacher $38,000 a year, I've got some experience. Be bold and think about individual schools. What Dr. Jenkins is doing in the county is a wonderful thing, and we need her leadership. However, at our schools, we have great people who can lead each other, and it comes a lot easier coming from a peer rather than coming down from a county office. So please think about being bold and allowing teachers to work 12 months out of the year. Maybe not every single teacher, but those teachers who are able, those teachers who have talent and who have the time to put into developing quality lessons. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much, and have a blessed day.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson. Next, we have Mr. Philip Roman. Mr. Roman.
Okay, good evening. Thank you. My name is Philip Roman. I live at 7966 Shoals Drive, Apartment C, Orlando 32817. I'm often told by other people that since I'm about to retire, they're asking me, aren't you going to go into the drop program? It'd be nice because I get extra money, but I'm decided definitely not to do it. I'm worried about my health and the stress. You've heard before from everybody how everyone works hard. 3 days a week I discipline myself to be at my school to 9:30 in the evening, and I'm still behind. I'm still behind. A lot of that time is not used for creating lessons, but it's doing the paperwork, the homework that is required. Well, on the other side of the coin, as everyone's saying they love their job, I hear a lot of people just complaining, I have no life. You have me here speaking, but I wish you can have the teachers that I've known just this past year who have quit their job. They're not here. They gave up. They're overworked, overpaid. Not overpaid, I wish. Underpaid. And I cannot even think of a part-time job. Like the others, I'm working constantly, and many of us are under medication because of the stress and the extra hours. I will take that cut in my pension, but I'm concerned about my health. I don't think I can go on teaching beyond my, retirement that they want. It's just, mentally and physically impossible. So I implore you, you definitely need a raise. And by the way, I've never seen any principal stay as late as I do in the school.
Thank you, Mr. Rowland. The next speaker is Mr. Steve Clellan. Mr. Clellan. Welcome.
My name is Steve Clellan, President of Orlando Professional Firefighters, 4005 North Blossom Trail. I had something I was going to say, and that changed a little bit. I must say I was humbled quite a bit. The young lady that was here tonight that literally is teaching and homeless. So, 25 years of bargaining for firefighters. I've never spoken at a meeting like this and heard that. So God bless her. God bless the teachers. You know what to do. And the union who's having a bargain for people who are employed and still homeless. I came here today to express our support. Also in the 25 years of doing this, I probably didn't get to work with teachers' unions because of the legislature and because of what a lot of public employees have gone through in the last few years. We've learned to work together, and I've walked the halls of Tallahassee together, and when Diana calls me, I'm here to help, and vice versa. I agree with you. What Tallahassee has done with education has not been good. The majority there. I think it was unfair to take away 3% of gutting education and pay. And the money now that they're trying to put back, I think they deserve and more. Anyway, I wanted to express our support for the teachers, what we can do to help. I know a little bit about collective bargaining to the extent that I know somewhere the middle ground is where everyone needs to get, and I hope the board will do its best to encourage its negotiators to get there. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Clellan. All right, next we've got Doug Head, and just so you be prepared, after Mr. Head will be Jeannie, I believe, Conniff, Jim Callahan, Alex Rodriguez-Hoyer, Diana Moore. Mr. Head, welcome.
My name is Doug Head. I live at 800 Mayfair Circle in Orlando. When I was a kid, when I was about 10 years old, my sisters and I desperately wanted to go to Disneyland in California. I was in Michigan. It was a long way away, and our folks said, well, we need to economize. We need to save money in order to accomplish that objective. Well, in our family, we worked real hard that year, and we saved the money, and we didn't eat steaks. We ate a hamburger, and we got together the money to be able to go to Disneyland. And we got that reward. And I'm looking at what's been going on in Orange County, and I sort of feel like we've been saving money at the expense of teachers, and it's time to give them their trip to Disneyland. It's time to give them the reward for the economies that have been achieved. I've heard some numbers tossed around tonight, and I've seen memos from Richard Collins, and I'm completely unable to understand what the actual savings are. But it appears that there's like $400 million in funds that can be spent on things that you want to keep some in reserve, you want to keep some, that somehow or other we save an additional 30 or an additional 60 or an additional $200 million from the budgets last year. And it seems like my family got its reward at the end of the year of saving, that it is time to give the teachers the reward. I would urge you to instruct your bargaining team to be generous at this time and to let's move on this and get the cash in the pockets of the teachers who you heard tonight who are working so hard for all of us.